And welcome. Like, it's been a few days. We had a Earth Dawn not too long ago, so it's welcome back. It's not like a, hey, we just got off a long hiatus. But we kind of did, but we didn't. This game got off a long hiatus, but other games haven't. We still show up every once in a while to, like, hang out and have fun and do games. And if you haven't caught, I'm running a game over at a different channel. It's not that I don't love you people. I mean, I do, but, like, it's a different channel and it's an opportunity to play with different people, too. Anyways, I'm probably going to go down a rabbit hole. Maybe going to get a little emotional. Might cry. Might have to have a broquito. Maybe not. Get the Stuffer Shack to stuff me when I'm craving the broquito. So, we are playing our Tuesday night Shadowrun group. Woo! That's your cue to woo. There you go. Good job. All right. Excellent.
Woo. Sorry, awkward car conversation.
And so the Tuesday night crew is not the Tuesday night crew we pretty much had in the beginning. Two of the individuals have gone off at this point in time to do other things. Sunny is her real life counterpart is in the Dominican Republic, and we'll be back later. And Ava has replaced. Hang on, I have this note here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Ava, who played Circuit, is now replaced Circuit with Whisper, as Circuit's gone off to go do other things, and Ava wants to roleplay a technomancer. Not just any technomancer. The technomancer. The greatest technomancer. Oh, hey, it's my voter identification card.
She's a baby technomancer.
She is a baby technomancer.
Who doesn't yet know she's a technomancer?
Oh, yeah, look, I've got pictures up. See, I clicked on the wrong thing, and now Ava's face is on the internet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let's swap back over the dice rolls. Not that you guys don't want to see Ava, because she's awesome and everything, but you'd rather see me.
They can see me Monday nights.
Yeah, they can see you Monday nights. Actually, I got a better idea. Let's move it around so they only see me. I don't need to see dice rolls. They can see my bookshelf. There we go. There I am. Oh, yay. It's all about me. Okay, let's go back to the dice roller. That didn't work out at all. So, when we had left off, at the end of 2079, and Christmas time, and there was you guys had
We're in mid-March 2079 is where we're at now.
That's right. We'd played through all of 2078. Now we're into 2079, and Christmas time had come and passed, and there was a party, and then Sunny's like, "Hey, I got a dip. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out." And people went their own separate directions, and we stuck with Neotoma for a little while as she started trying to find work, taking care of other people's dogs. That didn't work out. I mean, it kind of did, but she got 3 stars, 3.2 stars on a Yelp review in total. So, I mean, I don't think it was going too well. And, so yeah. And then all of a sudden, she had to get a real job. Neotoma had to have a real job. Neotoma, that's you. Had to have get a real job.
Yes, she did. She now works in the sewers.
Where a rat shaman belongs. No, I joke.
She knows her place.
That's terrible.
No, she's working for city sanitation.
Yes.
Getting rid of spirits and not dealing with ghouls, because ghouls are bad.
Yeah, but you don't go by Neotoma. You go by what?
Her fake sin is one. Henrietta.
Like, who the hell is Maria?
Maria's her real name.
Oh. Why did I put that down? Who knows? But Henrietta has a job. A real job. Deep down inside of her, the Shadowrunner that just started to blossom is dying already. Until one fateful day when she was scooping up some poop. What happened?
Oh, you're...
That's you.
Okay,
That's
you're
you
just
again.
Feeding me, you're just feeding me stuff. All right.
Your what
yeah.
happened didn't come through.
Oh.
So she... I'm scared. She found an ID card for a Renraku Sinner and literally stole his identity?
No, you haven't stole his identity. You just have somebody's sin. You have somebody's actual sin. An active sin. And the person was a security individual. Did you write down any information on him?
I think I did.
Good. Could you tell me? Because I didn't.
Level C access.
It's in my Google Drive. One moment.
Woot! Somebody took notes.
Yeah, I have his physical information. It's Jimmy Caldwell, 5'9", 170 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes, rating 6 Renrakusen, sea level access.
Cool.
Yes.
Excuse me.
He's only 170 pounds wet. That's in my desk. Yeah. And she stole this identification and brought it back to her new roommate, who cooks food for her good and can make things other than prepackaged ramen noodles. Yeah.
And so that's pretty much where we left off and pretty much where we're going to be picking up. You two have found a meager but yet successful subsistence living in Neotoma's place while things cool down. Whisper was dropped at your doorstep by one of Sonny's friends. And yeah, you've been asked to pretty much, here is a lump sum of money. Keep low, keep her safe. We'll come back and let you know how things are going. You know, and when it's okay to kind of like let her move on and stuff like that. But in the meantime, you're pretty much guardian angel.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask if I could add Odysseus to my list of contacts.
You can.
Still need to name the 3 that are already there.
What? Join Twitch today? Bitch, please. I am Twitch. Talk about join Twitch. What is all this stuff?
I hope you're not constantly twitching. That sounds kind of painful. Oh no, he's got the move by wire. Every movement is a twitch. And then in older editions, he would die within 5 months.
Right?
Yeah, no, you just, it would slowly kill you over the course of several months. It was a bad idea.
It is a bad idea. So it's supposed to pop out the chat for original box set with me logged in, and I thought it looked funny when I was like, there's no numbers in the bottom. maybe this will fix it. Because you can put pop-outs, or docks, they're called. Lock dock, custom browser dock. There we go. Yeah. Doesn't work. Don't care anymore. I tried one time. He said his name was Jimmy.
Jimmy Caldwell. Hopefully not related to the Caldwell twins from, the game set Dishonored?
Ooh. Okay.
Distant relation.
Yeah.
No, that's called Win. That's the daughter character's name.
So let's start off with questions. You now have a SIN for someone who is supposed to be registered as security for a Renraku site. It is active and authentic as far as you can tell, which means it goes all the way up to having some sort of link to biometrics to it. What do you want to do with it?
Well, I mean, I know Aegis does have a voicemail from Neotoma. Which was when they got attacked, and someone tried to hook her car, and it was just her screaming for about 20 seconds.
Oh. When was this?
When was this
Like,
in Game Start?
yeah.
Several days ago?
2.
A couple days ago.
Okay. So he would have reached out.
Physically or through like a phone or what?
Does he know? Yeah, he would have called her back immediately. And if that didn't work, messaged her. And if that didn't work, have Circuit track her down.
Which wouldn't have been hard. Circuit would have been able to let you know that Neotoma is in the suicide car, and or the psycho car, and
Demon car?
Demon car, even a better name. And the demon car was driving really quickly, so most likely it's related to her not hitting the button or hitting the button by accident and turning it into combat mode.
So she's safe. She's just a little razzled.
Yeah, that's probably what Circuit would relay to you, is that, like, no, she hit the button. It's probably the car's got a special program. Its pilot has 2 modes, and one of it is danger mode. In danger mode, it drives kind of crazy. And you know how Neotoma is in cars when they're going really crazy.
Yeah, she's probably throwing up. So his last message would be, let me know when you're out of the demon car.
Okay. So let's segue into this startup. You've just got back from work. It's been a couple of days. You have no idea you have a message on your phone. So we're just going to believe that you just completely forgot because you got somebody dropped in your lap, your car got attacked, you've been pretty much on edge the last few days, and so you really haven't slowed down for a moment Because you're a spellcaster. You don't worry about tech as much as the next person does. You don't live in that stuff. You live in the astral. Or not. Actually, you don't live in the astral. Try to avoid that scary place.
Yeah, it is scary.
So you're getting back. You're dropping off your fetid covered plastic clothing that they give you. They give you plastic clothing that you put on. You have protective gear that you wear, like a fireman's suit. It's kind of like a fireman's suit, but you're also wearing plastic clothing underneath that you tear off and throw away, like either you gotten home or whatever, and then you have your regular clothes on too. So you're still walking around in your plastic pants when you finally get back to your place and put the sin down in front of Whisper.
So it's been 2 days and she never did message Aegis.
Back. Nope.
Then he's going to go to her house, I would think. He's going to go looking for her.
Okay.
What is this?
This is a ID thing.
And what would you like me to do with it?
I'm just, check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, do your Decker things.
She'll take a look at it.
Well, it is akin to a cred stick, with a bit more girth, and there's only a few buttons on it. There's a pair of tiny metal connectors where you set it on a charging port. Not necessarily needs to be charged a lot, but, every once in a while. A button to turn it on, a button to turn it off, and a button to scroll through stuff. For the most part, this high-tech piece of equipment is designed to only be viewed in AR.
She more or less lets her eyes unfocus as she AR wipes across her vision.
All right. Pushing the on button allows Jimmy Caldwell's information to spew out in front of you. A well-layered AR display showing him and his primary information right in front. As you hold it, the device knows, or is at least designed, so that as you look at it, it pans with your motion, the motion of the device. So as you move and you look, the scenes that you see in front of you, the displays of information shift around, bringing to the forefront, not up front, to the forefront, things like, oh, his car and where it's located at. Oh, his doctor and some doctor stuff. Oh, his banking information, but it requires a passcode to open. And a variety of other things and data all lodged in here. They're all centered around an icon or a image of Jimmy Caldwell and his most prevalent information. There are tabs and icons related to this display that allow you to, or at least give you the intuition to know, of tapping these tabs allows you to sort through his given information. Jimmy Caldwell is a man in his late 20s. He has a skinny appearance. He has no chin, and his nose is rather broad and flattened. He has a bust in it to show that he has been punched and it did not heal properly. And he has a stereotypical crew cut going on with his normal security appearance. His teeth are a little messed up, and he does have some steely blue-gray colored eyes. Above and beyond that, he only has a neck beard to show some level of maturity, and his oversized military uniform that seems to be shadowed in the display of his face, which in this one-dimensional generated image seems to almost be three-dimensionally popping out. So yeah, you've done it. Success. You get a whole karma. I know you don't get a karma for opening this guy's ID. You did it. Well, I mean, maybe. This was like a quest, right? Like, is this a quest? Opening an ID?
Hold it up. Stand up and hold it in the air.
Well, as he's on a phone call right now, she can't really look to Neotoma for, like, what do you want me to do with this information?
Well, I mean...
Get a call from Aegis.
Possibly. So, I mean, is Whisper a curious individual? Would she explore Caldwell's information, or is she not curious? Like, where on the spectrum for curiosity would she lie?
Well, I almost gave her curiosity killed the cat.
Oh, well, yeah, there
But
you go now.
I went with down the rabbit hole instead. So pretty curious, yes. So she would probably poke around in a bit more, and especially the image with the obvious weirdness about it, just something's up with that uniform, or the image of it. No,
it's because it's designed to focus in on his face. Once you start perusing around and paying attention to his uniform, it becomes less dissolved and in the background and less shady and more to the forefront.
Okay, I see.
But, that's where you go, right? That's what you start doing. You're like, oh, why is it so vague? Oh, that's why. It's trying to basically put it in the background. Indifferent. The opposite of curious is indifferent. All right. Aegis, you've been to Neotoma's place before because of the previous adventure that you guys went on, so it's not hard to get there. When you arrive, you see the culprit demon car parked in the driveway beyond the gated area. Do you want to, park your bike in the gated area or drive through the underground tunnels?
If the demon car is there, everything... his suspicion is probably low at this point, so he's probably going to park at his normal place.
Okay.
I'm guessing would be with the car, unless I don't think he needs to go take his bike underground.
You don't. It's just more along the lines of an option that you would have. All right.
Yeah.
Park.
So he's gonna park it, and then he's gonna message her again. Hey kid, I'm at your house.
Neotoma has walked away, and as you have finished with what you're doing with the ID, you stop what you're doing and Neotoma's gone. But Neotoma's phone is right there. You notice that the phone receives a message, and it doesn't seem like a big deal, but there's also at least a couple of messages sitting on it and whatnot, because you can see the device's icon, and Neotoma... I don't know if Neotoma actually has a firewall up and running.
She's got the default one that comes with the phone.
Right, the default firewall, the one that's supposed to keep out hackers, the one that's programmed in there from the corporation. Right. So anyways, there's some text messages on them, and one of them says, "Hey kid, I'm here." And you notice there's an icon outside.
Cameras?
I'm going to say yes.
At least one on the external at the front door.
Yeah, and it's old. It's almost 8-bit. It's like 16-bit graphics. So yeah, you can see an icon out front. Aegis, is your bike active? No, wait, actually that's right. Your bike is hacked, so it has to have a fake icon on it related to your sin so that you can drive it around. So it has to have one on. Otherwise, the city flags it. So yes, there's an icon outside for a bike. There's an icon outside for a phone. I don't know, does Aegis have any handguns that are wireless?
He does. Oh gosh, it's been a minute. Let me look at his. No.
I don't think
No.
you have a
No, it's
yeah.
not.
Okay, so yeah, all you see out there is a phone and a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, you just have a Ruger Super Warhawk. There's no reason
It's
for that
wireless,
to be wireless
capable,
on.
but it's not.
But there's no bonuses for having wireless on, so there's no reason to. Okay, Neotoma's walked away. Neotoma?
Yeah, I'm making instant coffee. One sec.
You have a visitor.
Oh, is it that new thing I ordered?
No.
Who is it?
Aegis?
Oh yeah, let him in. Let him in.
She'll just like send a message to the comlink that sent the message to Neotoma's phone and just say it's open.
Or you could just send a message to his phone. You don't actually have to go through it. Since you can see the icon, you can interact with it.
Yeah, that's probably what actually happens.
Okay, so do you want it to display as just a random series of numbers, or that looks more like a phone number, or just like a blurb of some type?
It would probably honestly show up as a random string of numbers, like junk data almost. Especially because she doesn't know exactly what she's doing.
Okay. Well, Aegis, that's what you see. A random string of letters and numbers appear with the message, "It's open."
Okay. He's probably going to feel a little suspicious about that.
Ooh, should the phone make a squelchy noise too? Not like that's scary or anything.
Okay, so he's a little suspicious about getting that message from another phone.
Especially a number that doesn't look like a number.
Yeah. So he's going to, let's see. Yeah, he's going to pull his, if there's no one around, he's going to pull his pistol.
Sure.
And stand next to the door, right, and slowly unlatch it and just let it push it open so it swings in, and he's going to peek around.
So there are two doors on this side. One that is a sliding door that leads more into the manufacturing floor, and the other one is an old steel rusted door that swings inward, but it's not latched. It's literally it pushes in shut, and you have to put your weight into it to open it. The sliding door is a lot easier to open, and you can push that one, and freely if you push on it, it will slide on its own.
All right, he's going that way.
All right, the door slides open. You look into the canning part of the old manufacturing, and you can see everything that you're used to seeing. It does look like there's maybe a little bit more plants in here than was beforehand. And
It's got better feng shui now.
Whisper, describe yourself to Aegis. Aegis, you see across the room a young woman standing amongst the grass and the weeds, staring at you.
Yeah, Whisper is pretty... I should write it down somewhere because I don't remember how I described her the first time. But she's pretty small, slim, slender, dark hair, very straight, dark hair, Japanese maybe descent. And she has absolutely no blemishes whatsoever. One might say perfect features. And she just, yeah.
Okay. So he just sees her. She
Human.
sees him.
Mhm. She's in an armored jacket that's way too big for her, leggings, plain t-shirt.
He has this. Yeah, he gets a little suspicious look. He quickly glances around the room and around just to check it out if anyone else is in there.
Nope. You do hear noise that would indicate either rumbling pipes or someone attempting to make coffee.
Where's Neotoma?
Making coffee.
Okay. He's gonna walk in slowly. He's keeping his gun out and he's keeping his distance from her.
She said to let you in.
Okay.
As you
Oh,
move
just,
through the entranceway and past the small young woman, you enter into the more the living area and whatnot, and the rudimentary sitting arrangement of furniture and whatnot sits by. There's a Tridio in the center of the room currently playing. There's a very large hairless rodent with a pot belly digging its claws into a bowl of popcorn while watching what looks to be wrestling at this point in time, but the volume's off, and you can see from where you're at in the makeshift kitchen, which ironically stands out from all the rust and ingrown plants and dirty old rugs and whatnot. It's the only room that has like any amount of white in it. Neotoma in that kitchen-like area, kitchening.
Doing kitchen things. Hey, kid.
You speaking,
And
the
then she
rat
looks on.
jumps and throws the popcorn and then hustles for the kitchen, hits the linoleum tile, and starts skittering for Neotoma's legs.
Yeah, she sees the gun first, and she throws out her hand like she's going to cast a spell before looking up and saying, "Oh my gosh, oh, oh, you scared me. Why do you have your gun out?"
Why haven't you responded to me? It's been 2 days.
I sent you a voicemail and you never responded.
Yeah, I did. You just screamed.
Yeah, I was
You-
being
Circuit hadn't
attacked.
talked me down. If Circuit hadn't talked me down, I'd have been out here looking 2 days ago.
Yeah, I
You
was
do
attacked.
have a number of unread messages.
What do you mean I have unread messages?
Who's this?
An orphan. I've adopted her.
What?
That's
Okay. So Sunny's friends needed a place to have someone host this girl. Sunny asked me. I said yes. They dropped her off with me. We got attacked, not because of her pointing at, and now we're here, and she cooks food, and she's my roommate now.
She's your... Oh, okay, hold on, back up. This was Sunny's friend?
Sunny's friends dropped her off.
Who are these friends that dropped her off?
Also runners? Yeah. One of them was a free spirit.
Okay. You and I are going to have a conversation about the Asian corpse at some point.
We're already having a conversation. You know?
He turns and looks at her. So, what's your name?
Oh, sorry. You can, I've been going by Whisper.
All right. So, what are you doing here, Whisper?
I'm not doing anything in particular, I guess.
This is weird. All right. At least I'll have some coffee. He walks into the kitchen,
Crunching on a few of the pieces of popcorn as you move across the room. The rat makes a squeaking noise. It's not a rat. We know it's not a rat. This thing is not the normal size for rat. Rat is what's in Neotoma's pocket. This thing is a devil rat, and it is upset with you. It begins picking up its popcorn one piece at a time, putting it back into the bowl, while you believe swearing at you. You pass by the young woman.
Will go to close the door behind Aegis because I don't think he shut it.
No, it doesn't. It rolls only one direction. You have a strength greater than 1. If you don't,
I have a strength of 2.
Okay, you can definitely. It takes effort to move it, so you are not incapable of closing it. But it is definitely a struggle to physically close this door.
I had to check because her body is 1. I was like, wait, which one did I put the 1 in?
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle to shut that door and get the little push button latchy thing to go through to the other side. But as you head for the kitchen to get a cup of coffee, you notice sitting on the nearby table a sleek Sin with the iconic image of Renraku lasered into the side of it. You know these things. This is a nice high-end corporate Sin. Somebody carries one of these things around, you know? This is an expensive piece of tech right here in this wonderful abode filled with plants and leftover refuse.
Hey, kid?
Yeah, what's up?
Where'd this come from? Pointing at
the sewers.
The sewers?
The sewers.
Huh. You found it down there?
Yep, just floating there. Just sort of happened upon it.
So what are you doing with it now?
Just kind of sitting on it for now. I don't know what all I want to do with it. Might sell it, might use it somehow. I don't know.
All right.
Neotoma
This individual might be wanting it back.
Neotoma hands you a cup of coffee.
It's not very good.
Yeah, he kind of swirls his cup, smells it. Second guesses himself.
Age-wise, Whisper looks 21, 22-ish. Just for reference.
Okay. So how long is Whisper gonna be here? Your
Will she
roommate.
be here?
Undetermined.
In last game session, Odysseus told you it's probably going to be about a month before he gets a chance to reach back out to you. If you run into money problems, ask Sunny.
But no less than a month.
Are you hiding?
I believe the phrase they used was laying low.
Did they happen to say from what?
Would you like anything to eat?
No.
Oh.
Do you know what you're laying low from?
Yes.
He looks at Neotoma.
Sort of.
Do you know what she's laying low from?
Not really.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
I'm being paid for it, so I'm taking. It's not for free, but yeah. I mean, if you'd like to, tell me, I'd be happy to hear.
He just looks to whisper, expectantly.
Did we figure out a court, Max?
Nope.
Okay.
You can always say no. They're not pressuring you. They're asking, and you can always respond with, no, I don't feel it's right now. Because you don't have anything. You could be like, now is not the time for answers. Now is the time for noodles. You know.
Perhaps later. I'm not to be rude, but I don't really know either of you that well. And it's honestly safer to not say, I think.
He looks to Neotoma.
Yeah,
How much are they paying you?
How much are they paying me? I mean, look, do I have this on my sheet?
This was already covered.
I don't have anything on my sheet. I don't think they are paying me.
Well,
Oh god, is that fucking guitar again?
Yeah, I was wondering where that was coming from.
This nice classical guitar music playing in the
ambient
back.
music.
Yeah, I can't hear it because of the active noise canceling headphones, but I noticed it was keying my mic.
Yeah, it sounds like we have it going intentionally. All right, well, what could go wrong, right?
I mean, many things, but,
So does Aegis know you have a... Neotoma has a job now? So,
no.
what were you doing for 2 days?
Shopping and working.
Working?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
mean,
get
I
a
have
run?
No, I have like a day job, or I guess a really early morning job.
Really? What are you doing?
Well, I'm doing the whole magician thing for city cleanup.
Huh.
Whisper,
Oh, that-
returns to a seat on the couch. And she's trolling the Matrix, seeing if she can maybe find someplace. Well, she's trying to find her way onto the Shadowrunner side of the Matrix to see if I can find somebody who might be up for this sin. Because Neotoma did mention possibly selling it.
Sure. Do you have any etiquettes or skills that might help you in this dice roll?
She does have a knowledge of criminal organizations and an active skill in etiquette.
Okay.
And some hacking and other knowledges for hacking.
What is how many dice do you have in knowledge criminal organizations?
I have 3 ranks in it and 6 intuition, so 9 dice.
and you're looking for a specific thing, so that makes it a lot easier. Try to get at least 4 hits. That's like a 50-50 shot for you. Since you have an idea what you... What's that?
On the knowledge scale?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh wait, that's not... That's 5 dice. What am I doing? I can't count. How much edge did I give her? You know what? I think I'm gonna use that edge here to reroll my face. That was gross. Son of a... I managed to get 3.
Okay. Did you glitch or botch or get a bunch of ones?
No,
Just
glitch or anything.
Okay.
A lot of 2s, though.
All right. So you're sitting in the on the couch next to the spilled popcorn area, and you zone out while those two have a pleasant little conversation. You begin zipping around the local Matrix area. You've spied stuff in the past, and you're kind of looking under rocks and behind bushes for that telltale bad boy Shadowrunner hangout zone. But you're not finding very much. As you go from place to place, you see massive icons of arcologies here and there, flows of data zipping all over the place, the neon sky illuminated by all the different pulsating corporation icons, and just a bunch of stuff moving, but nothing flags or gets your attention that says what you're looking for. Because you're kind of out there looking for something specific that is not really something that wants to be found. But you do find some entertaining, like, little Tritio short-form holographic images doing funny, silly stuff, and varieties of different agents zipping about. Some of them are in task, and others are meandering about and performing sort of like strange little avenues and events. You realize that you found your way to some sort of movie studio-esque or studio-esque host of some type, and it looks like some of the artificial characters have pretty much found their way outside of the Matrix host, and they're free. You know, the pre-generated animated AI agents are just, you know, so it's completely distracted you from what you're doing. Is a bunch of rogue agents running around cartoon-like style, smashing each other with mallets, running through walls.
I was like, did I run into the 2080 version of TikTok?
Yeah, sort of, but it's mostly just cartoon-based. But the host, like I said, some sort of movie host, but no, unfortunately, at least a good 30 minutes of time spent kind of perusing around, but nothing nefarious, and no dark skullduggery style Shadowrunners going, "Hey kid, you want to sell a sin?" Might take longer. You want to try again? Or we could turn it into a threshold test.
Yeah, sure. I mean, once she finally remembers what she was actually doing.
There you go.
Yeah, she'd give it another go. So, extended test. One less dice. 4 successes on that one.
Excellent. Okay.
So that's a total of what, 7 now?
We're at 7, yep. You catch a glimpse of a persona. She's beautiful. She's mostly silver and razor blades. She moves super fast through the area as you're doing stuff. And in the process, she runs over one of these cartoon-like characters, flattening it on the ground. And then, with a quick twist, she, like ice skating, zips from one side of this data stream to another. And when she does, she disappears into nothingness. And not in the way of she disappeared into, like, jacking out or suddenly moved to another section of the Matrix. Almost as if she made a gesture to move or open a host of some type, and then she disappeared.
Sorry, I usually talk and write my notes at the same time, but he's being really fucking loud on that guitar. So she would take a minute to examine the area spot where the icon disappeared.
Okay. And you do. You're able to find hints or traces that for a short period of time, nanoseconds basically, whoever that silver woman was, she opened a door into a host. All of the data and reminiscent energies that drift through this area indicate that's just what happened. But there's no door that you can see. Or at least there was a door that you couldn't see and now you can't see. Maybe the door's still there. You're unaware, but yeah, you have a lot of indication that she went somewhere. Now, you could probably do some looking around, maybe look for some sort of silent icon, or maybe start searching for energy signatures that relate or look similar to that, but you don't get a chance for that, as in the same area as you're hanging, trying to do, the door in question opens up, and there's a flood of at least several personas, probably like 3 or 4, that are quickly exiting from whatever this place is.
Okay. I think she would step back out of their way. Rather not get run over like that, cartoon. And really just try and, well, suss out what's going on.
The last person that leaves this portal, the portal instantly disappears. Gone from existence. Only bits of data and energy give a notion that there was anything here.
Okay, well, now that I know for sure that it's still in the same place, she's gonna look harder for it. So yeah, trying to spot, running silent, etc.
Alright, this is going to take 8 successes.
Woo!
Because Jack Point does not want to be found
Yeah. And
without an
that's-
invitation.
Oh god, what is that roll? I don't have my cheat sheet pulled up. What is a matrix perception? Software and no, not software. Is it?
No.
Computer and intuition?
Yes. I was about to pull up my path I was about to pull out my Pathfinder book and be like, no, that's not the right book.
Okay. Yikes. Would my analytical mind give me that plus 2 dice for this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. 9. Got 5.
Nope. Although you can remember the actions that they took, the motions, whatever is here, if it is here, it does not want you to find it.
Mm-hmm. So... Well, let's try to social our way through this. She would give up on that, and just sort of wait for the next singular icon to approach the host and approach them, or single one to come out. Not like a group, but one person.
Sure. A platinum-covered ninja in a tattered cloak carrying a sword made of data appears next to you. Tall, muscular, well-built, no face, just a solid piece of metal, and his shoulders are adorned with gold filigree that come to what probably finite razor-pointed sharp edges, and as he moves, he deconstructs digital energies around his footsteps, creating lofty, like, grid lines and smoke as he walks up. His gaze passes to you for just a moment, and then with a gesture, the portal appears.
Pardon?
He takes 2 steps to move into the opening before he stops, and does not look at you. He's just stopped mid-stride.
Could I ask you a question, please? I'm new to the area, and is it invite only? She just, like, gesture at... She doesn't know precisely what it is, so she's just gonna leave it at that. But she gestures at the entrance to the host.
He gives a nod. The Chrome Warrior, gesturing, bobs his head. No words, just action.
How does one obtain an invite, if you don't mind?
As a pause, he turns and looks to you. His face darkens, and then the words appear in front of him. Do something to get noticed. We'll be watching. And then he turns and walks into the doorway that shuts.
Well, that was rather unhelpful.
Tremendously. Meanwhile, 1,000+ miles away, some 15-year-old geeking out about his chromed out cyber ninjas. Guys, I just totally, like, I was so epic. It was fucking... You could just see it in her face. She just busted her hoops. She's just like, oh my god, what's this track? And I was just like, do something awesome. And they're like, yeah, you're so cool. Yeah, and that's what you expect.
I expected a lot more.
You got a lot less. It's almost like shopping at Walmart.
It's almost like real life.
The real dystopia is today.
All right. No, there's no 15-year-old 1,000 miles away. This is just some Shadowrunner who's like, I'm not letting you in. You got to do something. Get our attention.
Yeah, she would return at that. Though she does consider for a moment, well, hacking into the host would be a thing to get their attention.
Right?
But maybe later.
Definitely. Put a pin on that one.
Yeah.
Let's come back to it on another day when there's not so much stuff on our plate.
But yeah, for now she would step back to Neotoma and just back into AR.
All right. You two are having casual conversations about real world work and stuff like that, I assume?
Yeah.
He's nosy big brother asking her about her job.
She will bring up the disease about how it doesn't apparently affect Awakened.
Tussis. Tussis. Tussis.
Buses, huh? People where you worked with got it?
Yeah, I'm the only Awakened, so a couple other people did. I didn't.
Has Aegis heard of this? Is it common enough that...
Yeah, it's common enough that, awakened, non-awakened people know of it. It can be detrimental mostly just to elderly, but everyone else is pretty much fine. So basically think chicken pox, but it's a form of a cough with a rash that centers around your throat, chest area. And awakened just don't get affected by it.
Huh. When was this?
Like 2 days ago.
Wait. Did this spur on the demon car ride?
No, they're... She thinks about it. No, I'm pretty sure they're unrelated.
So what happened anyway? Why'd you call him and scream?
Well, those the gangers from... Wow, I guess it was back when we were first meeting. Are they the choppers? The slashers?
They found you?
I'm trying to remember the name
The
out of here.
hash-slinging slashers.
The hash-slinging slashers. Trying to remember the name.
Do you have a memory score? You could probably roll that. The Game Master might take pity on you.
Yes, please, Game Master, take pity on me. Let's see. That'll be...
I'd like to see, at least 3 successes.
Okay.
Well, your first knee-jerk reaction was cannibal corpses, but that's not right. The disassemblers.
Disassemblers, that's it.
The bunch of orcs and trolls decided to have something that had more than 4 syllables in it for their damn name. Which they generally think it's 2 words.
So were they after you or were they after the car?
I mean, I was in the car, so I think it was me.
Oh, man. We obviously got away. What happened?
Well, I called you, and I flipped the emergency switch on the car, and I think I threw up, and we made it back safe.
All right. You didn't see my message to... Wait. I asked Circuit. Circuit didn't see anything about the dissemblers chasing you. She said you just accidentally put the car in demon mode.
Well, we evaded them really well.
Oh.
They tried to, like, hook my car, which I think those hooks are meant for people, not cars. So I don't know.
So, where did they find you? Is this coming back from work?
Uh, where would... I think it was outside, like, a random stuffer shack, right?
Yep. It was outside of a stuffer shack.
Well, did you get out of the car and they saw you?
I guess so. I'm really not sure.
So when you had got out of the car, there was a bunch of people hanging out, and they too were like chilling outside the stuffer shack. And two of the guys that were there started, like, they were playing loud music and drinking, and they started, remember, hooping and hollering about your tiny, adorable little car and how it's so cute and how the driver's tiny and cute at the same time. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. And then they pieced out. You know, they never bothered you, but they were just, you know, having a good time. And then those dudes showed up out of nowhere.
Okay, then yeah, she will relay this. I don't know if that's what it was, but
Wait. Okay, so group of people. I mean, that sounds normal. Harassing you, but then these other two just show up. They weren't part of that group. I mean, it sounds like they were looking for you and they found you. Now they've seen your car. He just, like, glances out the window, just out of a nervous tick. So, if they were to track the car, he's just trying to think, what would Circuit do?
well, I've had the chips and the plates shuffle themselves several times, both as we were running away and you know.
All right.
Yeah.
And I believe I put chameleon coating on it, so it changes color too.
Yeah.
Well, I guess at least we know they're actively looking for us.
Yeah, they haven't given up.
Yeah, I don't know how we deal with that.
Well, laying low might get us sometime, I guess. Boy, they sure are pissed.
Yeah, I mean, we did kill like 5 of them.
It's amazing how people have a life of murdering others take such offense to having their own people murdered.
I mean, if someone killed you, I would be pretty offended, yeah. I don't think
Thank
that's unreasonable.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't really see you as someone going around murdering people, though.
Well, probably not. I might, like, knock down the building they're in or something, but, like, that'd be if I was, like, really, really upset.
All right. Where'd you get the coffee, by the way?
Oh, it's like the instant stuff. You put it in the
Oh, right.
in the machine and, like, I don't know. I got it at Stuffer Shack. It was on sale.
He just is so much more aware of food now that he's becoming a critic.
There The K-cups of the future.
So a job, huh? Well, so what do you think? Normal job.
Um, it's nice having a crew, but like, it's not as exciting as what you and I do.
Exciting, like being attacked at restaurants and by psychopaths who want to tear our limbs off.
Well,
Yeah,
not that
I can
part,
see
but
the
like,
appeal.
not that part. It's the rest of it. It's
Yeah,
it's feeling like you're on edge, and like you're super focused for hours. Great.
I hear you.
That's why I haven't quit.
All right. So you're still gonna run even with a job, huh? So you have to take like time off or something to go running?
I mean, I've banked a bunch of off hours, so probably. Um, I mean, it's really early in the morning, so like it doesn't really interfere with the whole being a like a person thing. I guess. I guess
Okay.
we're Shadowrunners, and I've become really nocturnal. Like they're not daylight runners.
All right, that's fair. So what do you think? He glances at Whisper. Is she comatose on the couch? Like in her. Have we even noticed that?
Yeah, I'm sure you've noticed that she's passed out. The rat has started balancing pieces of popcorn that it's found on the floor on her head.
So how's she handle the rats?
I think she was scared by them at first. Um, I don't. I've been around them for so long. It's hard to sort of guess what people think is normal. Um, but like she makes really good food. Like it's really good, and like I can't taste much, but like it's pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, we went shopping. It turns out that I had like that the grass outside the warehouse was green onion.
You, green onion growing outside?
Apparently, yeah.
He just gets a little excited about this.
I mean,
Huh.
yeah, like maybe talk to her like about cooking stuff. I feel like that, make the connection. I don't know. She's pretty withdrawn. I don't know what happens in those corpo complexes, but like I don't know. She might have been abused or something.
Oh. By the look of her, she would have been. Well, he glances back at Neotoma. Let's just say she's either got it really good or really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're not usually extracted by Shadowrunners and like pawned off on a rat shaman unless you've got it pretty bad.
Or you're an assassin.
I mean, she's not killed me. She doesn't really seem like she wants to kill people.
Exactly.
What do you mean exactly?
Look. She could be from any of the corps. She definitely has the complexion of someone who hasn't seen action or someone who's been dressed up for whoever she belongs to. Let's hope she is running. I'd hate to think of the alternative.
I
Yeah,
don't
I don't. Good.
Because of the subversion that I just took. During this part of the conversation, and him positing that she could be an assassin, Neotoma gets a message on her comm that just says, "I'm not an assassin."
The com link that's in the other.
It's in the other room.
I
Or no,
love
wait.
being
No,
a
I take that back.
technophobe.
She already sent. No, I take that back. It goes directly to Aegis because she's already familiar with his, and he's the one worried she might be an assassin.
There's also a
I like
Trilio
the-
playing in the center of the room. You could always just put it up on the big screen.
Oh, yeah. That's true, too. But yeah, no, I think it goes directly to Aegis' comm link.
He looks at it. Huh. That's when he says, well, let's hope she's running. All right, kid. Puts the coffee down. Go check out this onion outside.
Yeah. I remember last session that it turned out that a patch of what Neotoma thought was weeds was actually a small bunch of green onion growing in her backyard.
That is correct.
Yeah, he's gonna go outside and look.
Of course. Yeah, it's not hard to figure it out based upon what Neotoma has been talking about, where they're at and stuff like that. It takes a little digging. You pull off the top and eat the chive, and you're like, oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, he's excited.
I didn't even know green onions were onions. They don't look like onions. Aren't onions like round?
Yes.
So like why she'll point at it.
What? It's an onion.
No, that's not round.
I'm forgetting the name. Chives. I think you just said it. No, it's a chive.
So,
You eat this part.
so why is it called an onion?
He just realized he hasn't gotten that far yet.
Well, you know that the bulb is under the ground, and that the
Yeah.
chive is just the top half and you can cut the green onion up, or you can just take the chives off and keep the green onion growing. So you would know that part.
So the
'cause
bulb's
that's like
down in here. You don't have to eat the bulb.
I mean, once again, though, it doesn't look like an onion.
All right, look. So he moves the dirt away. See? Does that look familiar?
She'll squint at it.
Yeah. So it grows. You know,
Oh,
leave
all
an onion.
right.
Leave an onion out, right? It'll just start growing.
She'll question. She'll give me a questioning look.
Really? Yep. So, all right. I mean,
I'm
you
a
accept that
rat
there's
shaman.
ghouls and there's a demon rat in your house, but this is weird.
Yeah, I'm a rat shaman. I am a magician of the streets.
Okay.
I don't live in Ohio.
Well, the good news is you have onions in your yard.
Yeah, I mean they taste good.
Oh yeah, it's real food.
Yeah.
So, your rats aren't into them, right?
I don't know. I've never offered them any.
All right. Well, don't. See if you can keep them away from it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what's this whisper up to? Aegis is looking around outside. He's still nervous, wondering if people were following Neotoma.
There's a lot of clear space around Neotoma's place, so you can see almost in every direction. And so, yeah. Excuse me. It's a good place to hide out. It's a good place to get started with, like, fortifying and defending yourself. And, there's no real electronics. It's out in a very desolate part of the... you're not in the Barrens. You were in Tacoma. So, yeah. It's good.
All right, well. Where's Sunny? I haven't heard from her.
Florida, I think, right? With that one guy.
The driver?
Yeah,
Huh.
I think, right?
Vacation?
She'll shrug. I mean, all I got news of was just like, hey, do you want to adopt an orphan? And I did.
Huh. All right.
Yeah. So that's how it went.
Never mind the fact that Whisper is probably older than Neotoma.
Well, yeah, but Neotoma is more mature. She's not. She's not. No, and she'll be like, I don't know. Maybe she's off on some adventure in like Cuba or the Dominican Republic or something. I guess we could call her, but hasn't been getting super good reception, I don't think.
No, no need to call. I'm sure we'll see her when she's back. All right. Well, let's make some food.
And just like in real life, she's been gone, spirited off to the Dominican Republic.
About this time, Whisper does actually come outside and grab some of the green onions. And then goes back in.
Oh, he looks at Neotoma. All right.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Talk to her about it.
Okay. So he goes inside.
All right. You can smell an ethereal effervescence brewing in the air. It is not pungent, but it is putting an edge into the air that reminds you of some very fresh cooking, like vegetables, and it's steamy. There's steam coming out of the kitchen, and it's like, and you hear some sound of like the knife on a board chopping and whatnot. As you walk in, this Whisper is in almost a full production mode of some type. She's peeled the skin off the onions, and she's using that to roll what looks to be tofu up into like little dumpling balls as she's dropping them into the water to boil, and she's stuffing the tofu with seasonings and stuff. And so she's peeling the onions and turning them into weird vegetable dumplings.
So where'd you learn to cook?
She pauses for a moment.
A barrage of images flash through your mind, voices in a cacophony of thousands, no, tens of thousands, repeating themselves, the physical motions that aren't yours, but that have been impressed upon you tens of thousands of times, the motion, the cut, the hand, the angle, everything pressed into your mind.
The Matrix.
Right. Okay.
How do you handle spice?
Fine. What spices do you have?
Pepper seeds.
It was a rather tight budget, so not a lot, but I can make do.
All right.
You see, she produces a collection of dried bell pepper seeds. She puts them between a stone and a piece of marble and begins grinding them into a powder. It is probably bell pepper, maybe some jalapeno pepper or something, but definitely you can smell that sharp smell again as she then begins sprinkling it into the tofu with the other seasonings and making the weird onion dumplings.
So, do you watch like cooking videos on the Matrix?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, smells good. Look forward to tasting it.
Sense motive, not sense motive, insight, judge intent from Whisper. I need you to get 2.
I got exactly 2 on my 11 dice.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine.
I did not glitch. It's only 4
You can
months.
you can tell by the way this Aegis is talking and by the conversation they were having earlier, he's a novice cook. But you also know that through your training that he has already shown some level of distrust in you because he assumes you might be an assassin, and that food and teaching are 2 ways to calm people and help center them into an alignment with you so that you can either ensure that they are not going to see hostility. Like, there's a cacophony of things that are clicking through your mind super fast, and that food and teaching will bind you to this person in a way in which they might not kill you if the opportunity comes up. Or you might get the advantage on them in some way, shape, or form. That's where your brain goes quickly.
Aegis,
Yeah.
I understand that you mistrust me, and I suppose I can understand that to a degree. Would you like to help me finish making lunch?
Sure.
And hopefully I can assuage your fears, at least that this meal won't be tampered with.
Huh. Okay. All right, I'll help.
Through unknown skills that she has, things that you watch her do are definitely beyond your experience. She quickly blanches the onions so that she could peel the skins and turn them into temporary dumpling skin covers, and then a combination of tofu and cheese and seasoning. She fills these little dumplings up with a quick boiling of noodles and some extra seasoning, create an amazing dish. And she walks you through how the dumplings are made. And this is nothing like what any of your cooking shows have ever shown, or that you've read about just yet. But it's unique. It is and I guess I would just say it. You're used to having. I need these specific things to make these specific things, and that's my only option. And she seems to be taking things that she doesn't know. She's just making shit up and making things happen. It's almost magical. In the end, you guys all have a sit down of dumplings and noodles.
Well, they're good. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
See, she wouldn't be making really good food if she was trying to assassinate you, me, or herself.
You don't think so, huh?
I don't know.
Only-
That seems like what happens in the trids.
No one cooks this well. Just learning off the Matrix.
Chester.
I mean, the greatest corpse all have chefs that can do this.
Chester plunges one of his paws into your briny soup, pulling out one of your tofu dumplings before he shoves it in his mouth and begins chomping down loudly.
Yeah, she'll scoop him up and deposit him back on the floor and get to eating. Clearly not concerned that the rat has just entered the food.
I need to remember to make a separate dish for the rats.
I mean, they eat anything.
Well, it's not the rats I was concerned about.
Oh, they're sanitary. They wash their hands.
I just watched him eat popcorn off the floor.
Fine. I have a Roomba. It, cleans up the floors.
The rat will pick up popcorn off the floor that has been trampled and offer it to you. Whisper. While it's nomming down on another dumpling.
She'll reach down and take the piece of popcorn and then just set it on the table. I was housed in a corporation, Aegis.
Okay. Which corp?
It is best that I not say.
Right.
Wait, but why?
Plausible deniability on your end.
I mean, we're currently hosting you. Well, I'm currently hosting you. In my home. With, the express with the express purpose of helping you lie low. I feel like, the cat's kind of out of the bag on that one.
Very well, it was Evo.
Evo, huh? So you worked for them?
You can make does anybody have corporate, etiquette, corporate knowledge?
He just does.
Which do you have?
He has... which corp or just...
Yeah, which
he
one?
Has, Shiawashi.
Yeah, but what do you have? Is it corporate knowledge, corporate etiquette?
He has corporation knowledge.
Okay.
And he also has etiquette. He has both corporate knowledge and corporate etiquette.
Roll a corporate knowledge and add in the dice from your judge intent. I'm looking for at least 7 hits. If you get 5, I'll give you an inkling.
Okay.
Evo.
Okay.
Isn't that where all the cat girls go from?
Okay, let's see. It's been a minute. / roll, right? And then brackets.
Otherwise, you can just make a judge intent. So
Okay, so knowledge and then add judge intent
yes,
as well. So both pools of dice.
yes, it should be your judge intent is tacked into your knowledge. Yeah, that's exactly how we're going to work it. Because that has your intuition already in it. So you're looking... Yeah, so you got basically a 50-50 shot at this. I believe in you.
Dang it. What's the command again?
/ roll.
You need to
Oh,
make
you have
sure
to-
after the / roll, make sure you tab and it pops up the input. Then
Oh,
you do
there it
square
is.
brackets in
There
that
it
input
is.
section.
I forget about the tab.
Oh.
You want to edge
Six.
that in
Gotta
any
look
way,
like
shape, or
that.
form?
Do I want to edge it to get more?
Yeah. Because you only need 1 more.
Yeah, the threshold was 7.
Oh,
So
really?
you're close.
Yeah.
What the heck? Alright. So edging it, I roll the non-successes.
Yes.
Yes.
So that would be 8. 1 more.
Perfect.
They're called Adonises or VAT jobs or Madonnas. They're people who have been made, changed, Evo has in the past tailor-made, took someone and tailor-made them into someone else.
Gotcha.
Significantly, identifiers are incredibly attractive, perfect skin, incredible skills, they can make savants. Savants are expensive. These Madonnas, these perfectly crafted people, ridiculously expensive. This is not something you pay for. I mean, yeah, somebody could pay for them themselves to be altered in such a way. That's like really kind of a thing. But it's a possibility. You got a strong inclination from your experience with the corpse that these things do exist. They're mythical, almost like a unicorn, or a Chiron, or hell for that matter, meeting a dragon. But you've heard of them.
Evo, huh?
Yes.
How long were you hiding out there?
I was there for my entire life.
Right. Okay. He looks at Neotoma. How much did you say you were getting paid for this? It's probably not enough.
Yeah, maybe not, but you know, she's grown on me.
Right. So, Whisper, what other skills do you have?
I'm quite good on the Matrix.
Combat training?
No.
I see. So they taught you to cook. They taught you how to use the Matrix. Well, welcome to the weird. He goes back to eating.
So it's a possibility she could have been somebody who got changed to look the way she does. She could also be a bit more. So they could have taken her when she was a child. And, you know, she doesn't have much memory left. So she doesn't know any better.
So Aegis is going by what he may...
What
the mythos may be to him, which is they suspect they take young girls and turn them into these killing machines as secret bodyguards.
That is correct.
So he's very suspicious that if she's a bodyguard, she could go rage quit on us.
Yes. But she could also just be a techie
Susie
person.
Homemaker.
Yeah, Susie Homemaker tech person.
Yeah. He's less worried about the companion who cooks than the secret assassin killing machine.
Right?
Suddenly, her elbows flip backwards and reveal her blades shooting out her arms.
Well,
little mini guns.
so if you want to, how would you find out if she has combat skills?
He's probably going, so he'll observe her, just her motions, her movements, to see if she has any tells of physical combat training. She obviously isn't carrying any weapons on her. At least he doesn't, I don't know if he sees any.
She has a kitchen knife. Run!
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
She's got chopsticks right now, dude.
Yeah. So it would be her martial arts training. How light is she on her feet? Does she seem nimble?
Well, she's definitely quite nimble and agile. I mean, her agility is near peak for a human. She's at 5. She's at 5 agility. 4 reaction. So her... I mean, she's quite agile, nimble. However, she does look like a stiff breeze could blow her over.
Well, the only thing holding her down right now is that armored jacket.
Probably, yeah. Out of game, there is absolutely no martial arts training to speak of. No.
Yeah.
You could make, based upon watching her move around, I will allow you to make a intuition plus hand-to-hand. Yeah, not hand-to-hand. You've got armed combat, right?
Yeah.
Either
Or
unarmed combat, armed combat, and an intuition roll to judge her combat prowess. Or better yet, we could just take judge intent and combine it with your armed combat to kind of, because that already has your intuition in it, to judge her combat prowess. You've done this in the past, so...
Yeah. Okay.
That's her key.
Reassure? No, let's roll. So, judge intent and unarmed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, 7 successes is what I was looking for. And no, she has no formal She might
Might be
have.
a dancer.
She might have it be a dancer. I was just about to say that she might be a dancer by the way she walks, but not by the way she carries herself or how the armored jacket throws her off her balance
Okay.
every once in a while. So no physical martial training unless she's really good at acting. And you just got 7 successes. That's
Right.
pretty dope right there. That's that puts it at like a very hard threshold. So, no combat skills.
Severely lacking in kung fu.
She might be good with a gun.
She might be good with a gun. But she has a pretty low body. She's pretty small, low body mass.
Body 1, strength 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no! If she sneezes, she dies.
Cannot catch a cold.
Cannot catch a cold. Yeah, so Aegis is thinking right now that someone wants her back. And Neotoma's not getting paid enough.
Well, she's got skills in the Matrix. You could always use those skills to make money.
So, Neotoma, have you heard from Circuit?
I don't think we messaged her, did we? No, she's not texted me or anything. So, I mean, it's not like she usually does. It's
No.
usually just kind of business with her.
We don't know what Circuit's up to? Or do we? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it's just, the people who normally bring us jobs are gone and are not here.
I mean, we can find our own job. We've got a sin. We could see what's worth stealing.
Yeah. We could try to sell it.
Oh, I was looking for a place to sell it actually, and I think I found likely a host kept by Shadowrunners. However, it appears you need an invite or to get their attention somehow.
Get their attention. Ah, great. So they don't know you have the sin, you just
No, I simply asked how to gain entry once I realized what it likely was.
all right. How much would these sins I'm assuming you just would know this, like, or at least approximate how much these things would be worth on the street.
Let's check.
This is you said this was a rating 6, right?
This is technically a rating 6 sin that has a security license that goes along with it. There's also a license to carry firearms, and there's also a license to drive, and a license for prescription medication.
Yeah,
That's a jackpot.
That's going to total somewhere around 18 grand. Which is certainly not nothing.
Or we could just use it ourselves.
I mean, yeah, do you want to go
That would require
see what doors it can open?
some modifications. He was a man, so neither self nor Neotoma could use it in all likelihood. Plus, he had blonde hair and blue eyes, and that doesn't fit you, Aegis. Also,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you weigh quite a bit more than he does.
All right. Nice wish.
Well, I mean, we can
I-
see how it goes.
Might be able to edit some of the details on the sin, perhaps.
Can you also see what special doors he might be able to open, or?
Maybe.
Yeah. Where's his? He has a security clearance somewhere.
Yep.
Writing sea-level clearance for Renraku.
Yeah, he was a security for Renraku.
Gotta be
I've
worth
been
something.
through this book so many freaking times, and I'm trying to where's the Shadowrun stuff for IDs? And I'm like, gone through it twice now and missing it every time. Clothing, explosives, armor mods, comms. Software. There we go. Fake license, fake sin. 6 times 2,500. So maybe you could cut that in half. So at least the sin itself is like $6,000, and then all those other ratings on top of it, 500 to 600 each. So yeah, you might be able to get 8 to 10K off this for the right person, the right place. Or you might be able to get 8 to 10K from busting up into a Renraku and snagging everything that they have, or that's not nailed down. Or, and if it is nailed down, you got the tool to get it up. Like a crowbar.
Oh, I was gonna say the demon car.
I think selling it is likely the safer option. I can probably find a way to get their attention on the Matrix.
Yeah, if they're runners, they probably want you to steal something or get something on the news.
Or I can hack onto their host. That would get their attention.
All right. So let's get their attention.
Yeah.
Do neither have contacts already?
To sell it?
You are Shadowrunners, yes? You said?
Yeah.
He glances at Neotoma. Yeah, we are. Although, yeah. Let's just say you didn't get the, well, let's just say we're starting out.
Okay.
Don't forget, you guys just had a really good run of 6 warehouse break-ins with maglock keys and security IDs to get into a bunch of pharmaceutical
That's true. I
places.
forgot about that.
6
we did
of
go
them.
around town heisting those things.
Yeah, and you have the same thing in your hand again. There might be warehouses.
Look,
I'm just saying.
we can, we've done this before. We'll go warehouse to warehouse. This thing gets us in. We grab everything we can and we get out of there. Sometimes there's a game of poker involved, but beyond that, it's a pretty easy job. Usually.
Okay.
Though He glances at both of them. We definitely don't want to get in a fight.
I mean, yeah, but probably not. But
Why don't you see what we can get into with this thing?
all right, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, accompanied by mournful guitar strums.
Okay. So this ID will open maglocks if it has permission to open maglocks. Man, but how does that work? Well, the maglock's going to be looking for a particular signal that the ID produces. Because that's what this guy uses. He walks up, pushes the button, the one button, not the on button, not the off button, the one button, and it sends out a signal that can be read by people who can see techno shit. Like, Whisper. And then you will know what code it's looking for. And then you go around and you start looking for doors that are looking for that particular code. Sure, you could go up to every door that says Renraku on it and start swinging that sucker around and hope you get it right. Or you can just walk up to a door and ask it, hey, are you looking for this code? And the door is going to be like, yes or no. You could probably also do that from a distance, in the safety of your house, by being on the couch and being in the Matrix. And there's also the possibility of finding a list of where some of these places are. There's also a possibility of creating an agent whose sole existence is to zip around the Matrix and look for maglocks that say the code 2124256.
Ooh, that's the perfect first compiling of our first sprite. Trying to recreate kind of one of those virtual intelligence, the cheesy little cartoons that she saw. Recreate one of those as a sprite. What kind of sprite would that be? Data sprite. That's what it would be. Alright, let's see how compiling a sprite goes for her first try. Let me look at details of a data sprite, see what level I want to compile this at. What are their stats?
All right.
They're equal to twice their level, so let's go for a level 4.
Sure.
That feels doable.
It says compile plus resonance versus the spirit level. It doesn't say ×2 or anything, so the spirit only gets 4 dice.
Yeah, its skills will be equal to twice its level. Yikes.
You say yikes and I say, oh goody.
I'm edging.
I'm not. It got 7.
How the fuck did it get 7?
I don't know. I rolled and it didn't pop up, so I'm just reading off the last one I see.
You can't get 7 hits on 4 dice. This isn't. There's a number of games I could name there.
1.
I
And
got
actually,
5.
Earth Dawn. You can do that in Earth Dawn. Earth Dawn was ridiculous like that.
I think I was thinking Prowlers and Paragons. But anyway, so I got 5 hits, so it has 4 tasks.
Sounds great. And being that you have just compiled a...
And I need to soak fade. Same
Which
dice
sprite did you
phase.
make?
Data sprite, level 4.
Computer, electronic, warfare, camouflage, and watermark.
How much? It's twice the number of hits, right? It's like summoning.
I don't know. I expected you to know this stuff.
Oh, goddammit, it's been so long since I played a Technomancer. Let me
Fate
check.
is 2 times opposing hits.
Okay.
It got 1, so you're rolling against
Soak it
2.
fade. Yeah, soak the fade.
Okay.
So her eyes kind of glaze over as she sitting at table while they're eating. Her eyes just kind of glaze over for a minute. And in the Matrix forms a what would it look like?
You said cartoon, so go with that. Pick an animal. Top animal off the top of your head is a
Rabbit.
rabbit. Cartoon rabbit.
It's the it's the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, yeah, perfect. And while that's happening, Chester pulls a dumpling out of your bowl.
Get wrecked.
Well, I mean, first he takes his little paw and wipes it in front of her face to see if, like, she responds. But then when she doesn't, Chester just reaches into the bowl. You know what? Because, it's probably a distance, he uses his mouth to pull the dumpling out.
Jesus.
All right, so you now have a white rabbit.
Wow. Yeah, she's and it's going to do her search for her.
Sweet. All right. So it's going to do an extended test, and it needs to make matrix perception threshold test. So let's see what its stats look like. It has
It'll be
a
8
data
dice
processing of
skills.
8. It has no other attribute to help it. Oh, it has a computer too.
It
Oh,
has
snap.
skills, yeah. It's so the skills are the skill rating, which is equal to its level, so it'll be equal to twice its level for skills.
So it's going to have 16 dice for matrix perception, is what you're telling me. Because
No, it should be just 8. It doesn't add the data processing.
What? Okay. All right. 8 it is. I mean, I'm fine with
Yeah,
8. 8 is
Data
still a large
processing
number.
would just be its limit.
Keep rolling until you have 12 successes.
Oh, this ain't gonna take very long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the.
All right. That's one period, and we're going to set the period at
6, 7, 8, 9. Damn. This little spread's on fire.
Well, you're done. 9. Oh, is that 9 extra or 9 total?
No, 9 total.
Okay, good.
10, 11. One more. 12, 13, 14.
All right.
Man, that spread's on fire. I might have to register him.
So
Wait, can I register sprites? Do I have that power?
you don't have that red power yet.
Oh, no, I do have registering. Okay, cool.
You do? Awesome. I thought that was
Yeah.
something you didn't get until you finally submerged. Or
No, you can any Technomancer can register sprites. That's just like binding for a spirit. So it makes them stay around longer.
All right. So you compile, you release this
The rabbit with a pocket watch.
sprite into the matrix, and it dashes off. So now it's gone, and it's going to take a while. Unless you guys want to hang out and like role play a long period of time, I say we just hit the fast forward button and wait for the sprite to come back with some information.
Yeah, I think the fast forward button is fine.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Within 30 minutes, it's already gotten a few hits. But an hour in, it locks down 2 warehouses that respond. The 30 minutes in, it detected... Okay, so 30 minutes in, it detected a truck going down 90. Going down 200. And the truck's cargo beds, the cargo backs, all the maglocks on them pinged off that same exact number. And so the White Rabbit definitely was like, hey, I hit 4 at one time. Look at me go. And immediately sent you a text message related to that. Of course, the text message went to your head and not to a device, of course. And then after a little while of bouncing around, like, oh, hey, I found another place. Oh, hey, I found another place. Little bits and pieces here and there. Then finally, at some point, he's like, hey, there's that same truck. Oh, man, all the trucks go to this one really big place. So you found a warehouse, and then you found that the Renraku Shipping Company, and we're going to generate a name for this place real quick. Let's see. Shadowrun. Shadowrun Corporation Name Generator. There we go. And it's always the RPG generator. Ba-bam. And you hit corporations. We're going to do a minor one. And we're going to take the third one off the list, which is AO Offensive Defense AG. I don't even know. Whatever. This is what it is. We're going to go with it. Copy. We're going to paste it over here for later. But the side of the truck has AO on it. And it's italicized, so it makes it look like the letters AO are in motion. Because it's a logistics company with trucks.
So we can look into what that corp is.
It's likely a subsidiary of Renraku.
It is a hub where trucks drive in or drive up, unload, and then grab loaded trailers and then head out to wherever they're going to.
So this place would be pretty active.
Maybe. Anybody want to utilize any of your skills to do some more research into AOAO?
Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, we could scan the matrix to find out what they're up to, what they're about.
Other people have other skills that allow them to do scanning type stuff and look at things.
And we could do some astral investigation.
Yeah.
I need to step away for a moment.
And this Aegis could always drive by on his bike.
Exactly. So you guys get to pick whatever skill that is you're looking to use. Tell me, I'll set a difficulty, and then if you succeed, I'll give you information. If not, yeah. Any skill. You don't have to pick you can pick something like intimidation.
Yeah. So he just wants to know what they're about before he just goes and pilfers them, because so he'll probably use his corporation skill to do his limited research on the Matrix. His legal research on the Matrix.
Sure. One second. Um, images of long haulers, which, by the way, a long hauler is basically a
Overnight truck.
semi-truck that goes overnight. Images of long haulers and whip drivers. A whip driver is somebody who drives a truck with multiple trailers. Scatter across the Matrix hosts, basically website. And they talk about being part of the infrastructure for all these great nations that make up North America. They talk about how they have a 97.5% success delivery rate. They're one of the big companies that have a strong union presence, as well as they have provided that their automated trucks always have a real driver in case something happens to the pilot program. They ship food, plastics, industrial goods, as well as a variety of other things. And of course, you find that their parent company is Renraku. The drivers at AOAO Logistics are known for their professionalism and commitment to timeliness, ensuring that every shipment reaches its destination on schedule. So, mostly food and industrial goods, no textiles are listed, but like industrial goods are things like tools and hammers, nails, wood, construction equipment, parts for construction equipment, like engines and new flywheels or something like that, you know?
Well, this place isn't looking very appealing to hit. It's about as legit as you can get in this for a company.
We could sell the information and the sin.
I mean, what, do we know what's actually in those trucks? Might not be what they say it is, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure Renraku sends questionable shipments through some of these. I don't know how we'd find them, though, with the amount of trucks that are going through here. Unless this sin has security clearance to that kind of thing.
Well, if the sin does, that would be at a terminal in the building, and there's no way the rabbit would be able to get to those terminals because the rabbit can only get to them through the host.
So that has to physically be in the building, accessing the terminal.
Yeah. Somebody got to do some legwork. Get your disguise on.
I feel like this
So-
is the exact wrong team to do an infiltration like that. We're not exactly the most social bunch.
What about Kaiser? What skills do you want to utilize to do some research for this?
I mean, it's a well-known fact that birds are plants from the CIA. So I want to use that fact, and I want to use spell casting. Because I have both the passenger spell and control pack. And I'd like to use birds and animals to surveil them.
Okay.
You wouldn't suspect a bird or a rat. And that was your first mistake.
So, bird or rat? Which is it? Which are you going to use, a
think
bird or a
probably-
rat?
I think probably rats. Rats are more in theme.
And you'll also get some bonus dice. So you'll get +2 dice, and you'll get to make a perception plus magic roll.
Okay.
Because you're right up there, I only want 4 successes. Not even 4. Let's actually go for 3. Just slightly above average.
Yeah, that's good. And I'm probably going to end up post-touching this. Oh, nope. I got 3 hits. Excellent.
All right. So do you send Chester to go do this work?
No, this is the job for the disposable rats.
Ah, got it.
Chester is too unique and special.
You are able, because you didn't roll really high, you would have gotten into the building, but you are able to watch the trucks load and unload. There are a variety of drones as well as people who work this place day in and day out. So you get to pick. They have 4 shifts every day. Which shift are you going to watch?
Probably the late night shift before she would actually get up, before she would actually have to go to work.
Okay.
Because at least in Neotomop's mind, that's probably when, like in the dead of night, is when you transport all of the illegal nuclear radiation material.
Right. As you do.
You know, in the trids. That's what happens.
That's exactly what happens in the trids. All right, so when you get there, late shift, watching people move about, coming in with their lunch boxes and stuff like that, trucks backing up, some of them with drivers, some of them automated. The rats make efforts to dodge and weave between tires and unexpectedly, they try to move unexpectedly and with stealth into good viewpoints while giving you this opportunity to gaze through their eyes to see with magic what they see. They see food. They see industrial equipment and machinery, bags of concrete and sand and varieties of different things, but you get a chance to get into the warehouse.
Go, rat, go!
And the rat's in.
What does the rat see? What does it smell?
For the most part, exactly what you would be expecting. Concrete, and 2x4s, and wood, and bags of algae grow, and this, that, and the other, exploring through. It's not a sterile environment. It's definitely a environment. There's bits of trash. In fact, the rat gets attracted to this little tin box that has a hole on it. It's a very small tin box shoved underneath the house of the shelf. The rat really wants to go in there. It smells nice.
I mean, she'll have it look around first to make sure nobody's watching, then have it sneak on over.
Oh, it's under the shelf. There's no way anyone could possibly see this small tin box with a hole in it about the size of a rat under this shelf.
Oh no, that's a mouse trap.
It wants to go in it.
No, don't do it. She's gonna plead with this rat. No, that's a trap.
Okay, you convince it. So it begins exploring, looking for anything. You find a freezer section where there is food being... It's not freezer like frozen, it's cooled down. And inside of it there's generally some good staples like fruits, vegetables, breads, and stuff like that. And it's near the back of this chilled area where a man comes in with a crate, and he's just like everybody else, and he moves this crate to the back of the room, and the crate on the side says Red Raku, where everything else here has said, fruit vegetable store, big box grocery store, and, generic name brand here and there. This box specifically says Renraku. He walks it through the freezer section. He goes through a plastic wall, or one of those hanging plastic curtains. The rat follows. He walks up and pulls out a deep purple security pass. Very familiar to you. He waves it in front of the maglock that beeps, pushing the door open, opening to this crate. The door slides to one side. Quickly, high-tech like, definitely the sound of Nuyen. He pushes the crate in, and as he walks past it, the crate continues to follow him. It looks like he was just leaning on the automated device, following it through its path. It goes into the room, filled with crates. And the drone goes to park the crate. The rat begins looking around into the room, dashes in. Only a few lights are lit. The room is about 25 feet wide and about 40 feet deep, but 15 feet high. The drone picks its crate up and stacks it on top of another one, pulls itself out, and then begins making adjustments. The rat can see words on the side of the crate, but unfortunately, because his vision is not good, nor does he understand what he's looking at, he can't read it for you, nor can you read through his eyes. You can tell what the Renraku symbol is, so you know what the Renraku box looks like. You know, that's given. Imagery is good. You can kind of make out the R and everything. But it's what is beyond this collection of crates and whatnot. At the back of the room, there are people. They are wearing white outfits, masks, goggles, gloves. They have the one crate open. They are pulling out pieces and parts of cyberware. You see one person has a plastic bag, and inside of it there is a cyber limb. It has a nice soft tissue outside of a Caucasian male's arm. You can see the guy's he's looking around and whatnot, and he pulls it out. He scans it. He puts it into another crate. They're taking these crates of cybernetics and breaking them down into shipments.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Neotoma will whisper this as she still is looking through the rat's eyes.
Okay.
And yeah, at this point, she's gonna linger for maybe another minute or two with the rat. But after that, it's probably time to exfiltrate.
All right. What do you want to do while you're lingering?
Probably just scurry around, do rat-like things, make it look natural.
There's a lot of cyberware in this room. There's also guns in this room. This seems to be a place where high-end market pieces come in. The drones mark the boxes get checked in, popped open, and now they're being broken down into smaller units and then being repackaged and shipped out. Varieties of things. Dozens, triply dozens. Smart gun links. Image links. Comms. Dermal plating. Just... it is a nice collection. It's a lot of it is Renraku stuff. Renraku also has other subsidiaries and whatnot.
Yeah,
As the rat is watching, you see they open a box and pull out a cyber torso. And begin looking at it. One of the guys behind mask goes, "Leave that one out for a moment. It's going to a customer here in town. He's paid high price for this. We got to make sure to check it over. Run a scan on it. So we're going to be opening this one up." Another one goes, "Oh, that's good to know." And then all of a sudden the rat hears something. He whirls around, and the drone, the one with the forky lift arms that moves boxes, suddenly runs over it. And then backs over it. And then runs over it. And then goes, "Eh."
Yeah, Neotoma will start freaking out and like writhing on the floor as she takes the psychic backlash of this.
Good. going on?
She'll drop this. Ow. Ow. Bad news. I know what it's like to be run over by a car. Good news. Yeah, they've got stuff in there.
Yeah, you were saying cyber gear?
Yeah, lots of it. High quality. She'll rubberhead. That was a good idea and a bad idea.
I am leaning more and more out of game towards just selling this information, because if this trio tries to get in there, we're screwed. Sell the information, sell this in, we make a profit either way.
All right. So we have information.
And this is a much safer way selling it.
And makes the pot a little more enticing if we can sell the information with it, that it actually leads to something.
Yes, we know where a good supply of Renraku cyberware is, and we have the keycard to get in there.
That's true. You could also wait till one of the trucks leave with stuff and ambush a truck. Not trying to tell you guys what you should and should not do. And I'm also not telling you to rob the place for the chance to kill your characters with automated guns from the side of a truck. I'm just saying that don't miss out on the opportunity to do some highway robbery.
Yeah.
Aegis is still
a physical driver. I could probably figure out how to jack up a truck on the Matrix.
So this equipment, though, this is just legitimate as a corp can be.
This is a corp. They said this isn't BS. They just have a secure facility. They bring stuff in, break it down from a larger box into a smaller box, and then ship it out different places. And they have a high quality control situation where only certain people are allowed to get into that one particular room. And since they control that facility, they know what goes in and out.
Yeah, you say legit as a corp can be. Corps decide what's legit and what's not.
Yeah, you also know that you went onto their website and it didn't say anything about a cyberware. It was all food and construction equipment. So there's another
juicy info to sell.
Yeah. I'm up for selling this information.
Yeah.
I have no interest in getting some innocent driver killed because we tried to hijack his truck.
Whisper, get back on the Matrix and try to convince somebody to let her into that post, because I've got something juicy.
All right. What skills are you going to use to get someone's attention?
I'll be defaulting whatever it is. Oh, I have etiquette. I have some etiquette skill. But also antipathy, which gives me a -2 on all opposed social tests.
Maybe you need somebody else who's better at talking to do the talking. Maybe it's time to break down and give Sunny a call.
Would that just end the session?
Well, I mean, it is 11 o'clock at night, and this is a really good place to end a session.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Works for me.
Yeah, and Sunny definitely has contacts in the area that could probably just get us an invite to the checkpoint. I'm pretty sure. She's actually knows what she's doing.
Cassie's getting back on Friday, right?
Thursday. And our next game session would be the 13th, and she leaves for Origins that Friday. So Tuesday the 13th would be a great day to get together.
Ooh, what are the Origins dates this year?
I don't even know what Origins is.
It's a convention that nerds go to.
That following week.
That's right. If you're out there in audience land, we are going to be at Origins in Ohio. Woo! It's probably the only reason to go to Ohio is because they have a big convention there.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know someone in Ohio with many cats.
All right. Good role playing tonight, you guys.
I'm getting a better feel for Whisper.
Yeah. And I wanted to make sure to provide the other players an opportunity to go, I think I know what's going on with Whisper without throwing Whisper under the bus. So,
no, it's great.
3 karma for tonight, and hopefully either you guys can figure out what to do with this ID, or Sunny can find someone to buy it off your hands. Well, that was fun. I was sitting there going, how are we going to work this in? And then you guys had this. Aegis came in and was all like, "Hey, what have you been up to? What are you doing?" Like, you really like. I was just like waiting, and you just kept going, and I was not about to stop you. Yeah, right. I was not about to stop you. I was like, "This is good." Doing the backstory stuff.
I love how Whisper's just so fun.
Yeah.
Whisper ended up with the most amateur Shadowrun group you could find.
That's kind of in my opinion, I'm pretty sure when Odysseus called Sunny, he goes, I need to put this one safe. Someplace where she won't see a lot of limelight and there's no risk for being completely exposed. Like, I don't know, give me your most greenest group possible. And she's like, okay.
Easy.
So yeah, that makes sense.
They don't really do anything. I think most of them have real jobs.
They don't even know how to find work.
Which reminds me of going through the whole thing of Aegis learning how to socialize.
Oh, his life coach?
His life coach. or the I think Sonny going, I think he's hitting on me.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that was another thing I was going to do. I need to spend some of my karma that I carried over for some social skills.
Okay.
She would have some of those.
I
just didn't have the resources at character creation. Because making a prototype transhuman technomancer is really resource intensive.
Ooh, excuse me. June 13th.
I still can't believe I made it work.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to thank the audience who hung out with you. Bunny Bacon, it was great to see you. Good talking with you. We definitely need to hook up. I got more bandwidth coming up myself personally, so I want to look to something else to add in. I'm currently over on the Gen Con TV with Rem Alternus running a Shadowrun 6th edition. It is based in 2123, in which the players are in the future. It's their world, and it is definitely different from the normal Shadowrun world. And so if you want to come over there and check me out, and you have those Thursdays off, please do so. Rem Alternus also has some other really great stuff going on, so I'm not going to plug for too long with that because I got to go to bed. But definitely check us out. We've got a schedule, we do stuff, and yeah. Did I miss anything valuable, Ava?
I don't think so.
Me neither. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and good night out there in Twitch land.
Good night.
Awkward wave.